Pager you. I'm like, Pager, you suck. Yeah, so yeah, managed to find a YouTube channel is basically just, what do you call it there? They don't really think that well. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Democratic socialism. It's not the same as socialism.
No, it's not.
Because it's democratic, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay, now when a person says or something, I really think they should be talking about politics.
Right? People are buying that. People buy that now.
I was gonna make a joke about how communists don't buy anything because there's no currency, but it's socialism, so we can't do that. Also, yeah, people are buying that because that's kind of what it is. Look, by definition, the way you define governments is you have a way of ruling, and then you have the ideology. That's how it mainly goes. For example, you could have like a theocracy, or you could have a democracy, monarchy, all these things, different ways of governing. And you could also have ideologies: communism, socialism, capitalism, fascism, all that. So he's saying at a socialism party, it's not the same as a democratic socialist party. That doesn't make any sense. That's literally by definition, it doesn't make any sense.
Right, apparently? As though adding the word democratic in front of a word changes what it means.
Okay, say I have the word monarchy. Yeah, it is monarchy, okay? With monarchy, there's somebody who always rules, and then you add in democratic monarchy, and you have something called a different thing. Okay, I disagree with this guy politically, but I mean, at this point, it doesn't even make any sense anymore.
Just because we toss something to a vote doesn't change what that something is.
I'm really looking forward to the hypocrisy.
Nor does it alter whether that something is inherently good or bad.
I mean, actually, if you elect a better leader, it'll kind of give you a better government.
Couple of examples, because I know you'll ask. Hamas was democratically elected as the government in Gaza, despite the fact that the destruction of not only Israel, but the eradication of all Jews is in their official charter.
Okay, do you know how isolated these incidents are? And how the ideologies in the Middle East differ from ours? I'm not saying that killing Jewish people is fine. I'm just saying that bad shit happens and this guy just... You can't blame the democracy on that. It's dumb.
Robert Mugabe, or Bobby Mugabe if you prefer, was democratically elected by a loving majority in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, how's that working out? Venezuela? Well, Hugo Chavez, noted personal favorite and friend of Sean Penn, to whom he constantly pointed as being unfairly characterized as a dictator when in fact he was democratically elected as a socialist.
Hey idiot, you ever heard of vote rigging?
How'd that work out for Venezuela? Well, it's now on the brink of collapse, despite it being one of the most resource-rich nations in the entire world. Basic things like eggs, milk, flour, and toilet paper are either too expensive for the average Venezuelan or simply out of stock. Out of stock, mind you, democratically.
Something that is an economic term, in short, cannot be democratic, especially with what you're talking about.
I know. Some of you will say, well, that's not fair because really we knew all along it technically was a dictatorship. Okay, that's fair. Let's move on to example number 2. Denmark? Okay, here's the time where you point to an entirely homogeneous population about 1/60th the size of America's, and you point to that as the blueprint. Okay, let's go there. This is a place where the middle class can't even afford a car because of the 180% new car tax.
Okay, you know what? Some people get voted in the office and it doesn't really turn out so well. Yeah. You know, try thinking before you actually make a video.
And the Prime Minister was so fed up with Americans pointing to it as a beacon for socialist success that he felt compelled to clarify, I would like to make one thing clear. Denmark is far from a socialist planned economy. Denmark is a market economy.
It's a market economy. You better mark it up as another useless point. Otherwise, so shall I list all the reasons you suck.
Sweden? I love Sweden.
Why?
Okay, great bikini team. And Thanks to that country, my armoire now doubles as a bookcase. Speaking of which, the founder of IKEA, let's be honest, the only really cool export from Sweden is...
Guys, I love Sweden, I love the culture, actually I don't care. The only good thing's IKEA.
Left Sweden because of the stifling high tax rate. So, Sweden, good place, not bad people, but a successful model for a viable economy in today's global market? Incorrect.
Okay, so I just looked up the standard of living for the entire world. Yeah, Sweden places 3rd above the US. Now try to explain that one.
The fact is that over time, the greatest enemy of socialism is reality. The reality that human nature will invariably pull certain people toward individualism and success, and others toward laziness and collectivism. The tension between the makers and the takers always leads to socialism's inevitable collapse. But I know that I can give you examples of failed socialist economies until I'm blue in the face, and you won't care. Because at least socialism is inherently more morally altruistic than the evil, greedy, capitalist warmongering seen in the West. Greed? What's more greedy than wanting to take from someone else something that you haven't earned?
So if I, can't walk, does that mean I don't deserve a good life?
Unlike capitalism, free enterprise, which can only occur truly through voluntary transaction,
forget about Rockefeller.
Socialism can only occur at gunpoint.
You ever hear of Al Capone?
That's what it comes down to. If you don't pay your taxes, once you get through the IRS and the auditing and the lawyers and the PR stunts, people make you give the government your money, an increasing amount of your money, the more successful you are, or they send in scary men with guns to take you away.
Okay, you know what? I'd like to tell you something. Governments can't run without tax, you fucking idiot! What the fuck is your problem? And I suppose it's fair the more successful you are, you still have to pay the same price because somebody living in a really poor area of town doesn't really have that big of an income, you know. They should have to pay the same as people who are literally swimming in money. And half the fucking time those people swimming in money don't even pay their taxes.
Now, so long as the people having their stuff taken away at gunpoint are in the minority, and the majority feels that they'll get to benefit from more said taken stuff, you'll always be able to win that decision through a popular vote and claim the moral high ground through democracy.
Basically, this entire video, you just wailed about how bad socialism was without really providing any reason, and then you were just like, okay, how's this? Democracy sucks. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but the more popular vote wins. I mean, it's benefiting more people, and the society wouldn't run if they weren't working.
Putting the word democratic in front of your socialism doesn't make it any inherently more moral nor less violent. Did you get that, American wannabe socialists?
Yeah, I did, thanks. Actually, you know what? Fuck socialism, we need communism.
Also, get a job.
And you can go to hell. Did you know that during the Great Depression, there was a 25% unemployment rate? And did you know that there is such thing as an unemployment rate? Did you know that a man named Rockefeller completely took over the oil market and drove people out of their jobs? You know, the things that we're good at doing in a free market capitalist society?
Please, like a real job.
YouTube is not a real job.
You'll probably have to shave first.
You know, nobody would even have to care about how they looked if nobody made it important. And at first it sounds absolutely just stupid, but I'm talking more about wearing suits.
I'm Steven Crowder for Prager University.
To subscribe to our YouTube channel...
Yeah, I can cut it off there. I don't want any of you subscribing to me. Hey, Paul Ambrose here.